Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are having a great day. So today I decided to make an aggressive specialist guide for you guys. This is for all of you who don't like the sniping playstyle as a specialist class, or you just want to change things up. My friend told me that he'd never leveled a specialist because he hates sniping, and I told him that you could play the class aggressively and he didn't believe me, so I got the idea to make this video. This guide will show you the weapons and start cards that I recommend, along with some general tips, tricks, and strategies to use as an aggressive, right up in your face specialist. So let's get straight into it, starting with the weapons. For the weapons in the specialist class, there's really only one that works with the aggressive playstyle, and that is the A280 CFE with the burst mod attachment. The other three weapons are just straight up sniper rifles, while the A280 CFE is more like an assault weapon, similar to its namesake, the A280. There is one problem though, and that is the fact that this is the third weapon you unlock in the class. This means you have to get 200 kills as the class to just unlock it, but that's not it. The CFE on its own is not that powerful. It's the burst attachment that really makes it great. This means that you have to get 75 kills with the gun to unlock the burst fire mod. The only other mod that really matters is the ion shot, which does more damage to vehicles and less damage to infantry, but that is down to personal preference. Choose what suits you. Once you go through all of that trouble to unlock the weapon and the mod, I promise the result will be worth it. You get a powerful 3-round burst weapon that handles itself really well at close to medium range. 2 to 3 bursts will kill an enemy depending on that range. But with at least one headshot, you can kill an enemy with just one pull of the trigger at close and medium range. Remember to keep in mind that this A280 CFE has damage drop off, unlike the other specialist weapons. The only other downside it has is its poor cooling power. Sometimes it feels like it overheats way too quickly. Other than that, this is a great weapon and one of my favorites in the game. Moving on to the star cards. These are largely down to personal preference, but I have 2 recommended builds that I think you guys should try out. The first one is the infamous Bubble Boy / Bubble Brawler build. This build is great for smaller scale game modes like Blast, but it can still work on large scale game modes. The first card is Stealth. Stealth keeps you off the radar even while firing your weapon, but most importantly for this build, increases your melee damage significantly. Fully maxed, this card allows you to do 125 damage with 1 melee strike, and 2 hit kill any normal class including the heavy. The second card is Brawler, which gives you health for getting a melee kill. At max it will give you 100 HP. The third and final card is a Personal Shield. This card replaces the thermal binoculars and gives you the ability to deploy a shield bubble, protecting you from blaster fire from all sides. You yourself cannot fire blaster either. At the max epic level, the shield itself has 240 HP, meaning that it can take 240 damage before popping, and then your blaster fire starts to damage your normal HP. Even though enemies cannot directly damage you with blaster bolts, you can still be meleeed, and vice versa. You can still melee your enemies through the shield, and that's why this build is very effective. The synergy between these star cards lets you pop your shield, punch your enemies twice, heal yourself, and keep going. I personally don't use this build, but it's still very effective. The second build that I recommend, and the one I use the most, is more of a jack of all trades build. The first card is Stealth again, but this time it is more so for the ability to be invisible on the radar. Melee damage is just a bonus. The second card is Hardened Infiltration. The infiltration ability on its own is really strong. It gives you an effective close quarters burst weapon, gives you a speed boost, keeps you off the radar, and most importantly, shows all the enemy locations on your own radar. Hardened Infiltration is an improved variant that gives you a slight damage reduction while the ability is active. This is very useful when you are in a 1v1 close quarters situation against high DPS weapons like the TL50, SE44C, or CR2. It also gives you a cooldown reduction to the ability upon upgrades. It's also the only variant of infiltration that also has the same uptime as the original. It lasts just as long when activated, unlike Scramble Infiltration or Killstreak Infiltration. Killstreak Infiltration can technically last longer, but it requires multiple kills in conjunction. The final card is interchangeable. I use either the personal shield or trip mines. The shield can be a good failsafe or a way to close distances. The trip mines are great for defending an objective or causing chaos at choke points in high traffic areas. The trip mines are deployable mines with a laser tripwire. Anything or anyone that crosses the laser will cause the mine to detonate and do 200 damage, although sometimes it does do less due to enemies being slightly farther away. Putting these down in the right places can get you a ton of fun and kills, and multi-kills with these are very common. This whole star card setup is great at pretty much anything, so try it out. Finally, I have a few general tips and tricks that I haven't already covered. First of all, at the beginning of a match, similar to the Assault's Vanguard, activate your infiltration ability to gain a speed boost and get to the objectives faster. Also, whenever you're trying to close a distance between an enemy, use your infiltration ability before you use your personal shield. This allows you to move faster and be tankier as you're chasing someone down. Keep in mind that you can't activate infiltration when the shield is active. Last but not least, always flank. Always flank. The specialist class has the most knowledge of enemies' locations, and the enemies have the least knowledge about your location. Use that to your advantage and flank. Don't run straight into the fray where you're most likely outmatched. Sometimes the long way around is better. Find a way to get behind the enemies and pick them off. As you play more, you'll learn how to play the class better and understand the maps and its flanking routes more. You're only going to get better at the class and the game itself. That's it for the guide. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you have any recommendations for future videos, leave them in the comment section below. Also make sure to leave your own tips in the comments that you think can help people, and that I may have not touched on. I hope you enjoyed the video, have a great day, and peace!